This weekend is, of course, Father's Day. It's been 37 years since my dad died, and even when he was alive, I never remember that he and I had much fun together. He was a tall, gaunt man who came from a long-standing clan of Irish immigrants named Daly. His dad was one of many brothers. There's not much known about my dad's dad, except that he died when my father was only about 18 months old. My grandfather had married a lovely woman from Montgomery, Matilda Dant. Of course, by the time I knew her, she had aged, but even in her later years, she retained a kind of wonderful glow. Her marriage to my grandfather produced a single child, my dad. And he subsequently married a Lagodi woman, Eileen Baker, and produced a son, me. I thought our little family made a nice trio in the early 1950s. As I got older, I realized my dad was rather frail and sickly. I remember he smoked all the time. But I also know that he was very proud of me. He was in many ways more of a friend than a father. As a matter of fact, much to the chagrin of his mother, I called him Joe instead of Dad. It just felt natural. He worked hard as head of the plumbing and heating department at the old Montgomery Ward store. By the time I was in high school, I only saw him in passing. I was out and about all the time in clubs and groups, and beginning my career in radio. After my dad's death, it was my mother whom I saw most on trips back home. She got older and finally joined my dad at the Sugar Land Memory Gardens north of town. How I'd love to go back again, to that time when everything seemed right and there were no worries, with my dad, in the days of my childhood.